Okay, folks, welcome to Thursday Night Stock Charts Live. My apologies for being late. What we're going to talk about tonight are the weekly charts. This is what we do on Thursday nights. We get together, we talk about how the weekly charts look. How are we poised to close out the week? Or do we look like we're going to move higher next week? Or are we going to move to look lower this coming week? The only caveat is that we have one trading day left to go. A lot can happen. So this is just a cursory view of what next week may be looking like. So before we get to it, we're going to talk about the economic data that was released this week. And even before we get to that, we're going to talk about our sponsors over at TrendSpider. Yes, all the time I talk about this company because I believe in the product. I don't advertise. I have other companies I can advertise for. I only choose a couple. Coinbase, I'm accepted there. But TrendSpider, I believe in it. I use it. So don't settle for ordinary trading software. Automate your grunt work, speed up your technical analysis, improve your accuracy at the same time, reduce costly analytical mistakes, and find winning chart setups with their scanners. Use the alerts to time trades with precision. And I'll be demonstrating that tonight. So when you get a chance, there's a link below, 35% discount code, the cheapest price on the web. Start your 7-day free trial offer with them. It's free to new silver and gold level members. And they have a demo. You can reach out to Dan or Jake or one of their underlings now because they're getting big if you have any questions, and they will definitely be glad to help you out. Let's get to it. Let's just first say hello to people. Franklin, I saw you note at the end of the earlier live stream, GDXJ, did something happen there? It's faded a little bit. Not much, though. Was something else happen? A little bit of a fade, not too much. Good day. Nestor, hello. Let's take a look at the economic data that was released this week. ISM Services Index. Hey, Paul. Falcon. How you doing? ISM Services Index, huge beat this week. Factory orders, huge miss. Job openings, beat. Good stuff. The trade deficit ballooned. What else is new? Kaplan spoke yesterday. He peed on the market. Today you had Powell out there. He jawboned the market up higher. So this is what you got now. You have good cop, bad cop. Get used to it. Kaplan's bad cop, Powell's good cop. They're prepping the markets for a rate hike next year. It begins now, the preparation. Initial jobless claims. Unfortunately, they ballooned again this week. Horrible. This is not traction. 1 week higher, 1 week lower, then the next week up higher again. Bad stuff. Tomorrow, we have the producer price index. That's inflation at the producer level. An important number. Watch the dollar. Watch the reaction of the dollar by gold, and we'll see which way that trade goes. Yeah, Frank, that's what I thought you meant about the little bit of a fade. It wasn't all that much, though. I think probably in advance of the PPI data and worries about the dollar bouncing off of that 4-hour support level. And let's go to the weekly charts. All right. Let's look first at yields. Now, if there's one thing that we've learned over the course of the past several weeks is that while the front part of the week, it tends to be weak, the back half tends to be strong on yields. So be careful here. So if we see PPI come out hot tomorrow, you may see a decline in bonds and a rise in yields. So at current, we are trading down below support. And some of you may be out there, and I get this a lot. Why do you keep talking about bonds? I don't trade bonds. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You don't realize it if you're new to the game. You may be thinking that you're trading XLK, the technology ETF, QQQ, but you're trading bond yields at the same time. Trust me, When you see yields at this point, at this inflection point, move up higher, what do the Qs do? They go lower. So you are playing the bond market. The bond market is the tail that wags the stock market dog. So bond yields this week, pulling back. We have one trading day left to go. A lot can happen here. If we close back above 1.7, expect weakness in those tech stocks that did well today. The TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, attempting to break out on the week. Could this be a dead cat bounce? Maybe. I think there's a good chance that it is. We were oversold. Now we've rallied. Is this a bear flag setup? We don't know yet. Way too soon. When do we know? Well, if we break down below this lower band of support this time next week or tomorrow, then the bond market's in a lot of trouble. That means yields are moving up higher. Now, the scary part is that if you have yields moving up higher, yet you have initial jobless claims well back above 700,000. Remember, before the pandemic hit, we were averaging 200,000 a week. It's usually the same goddamn number, give or take 1,000 every week. Now we're fluctuating between 650 and 750,000 initial jobless claims per week. So that's the key number to watch. And if we have rising yields and people that are losing their jobs, that's stagflation. That's the makings of stagflation, stagnant growth with inflation. Take a look at the chart of gold back in the late 1970s into the early 80s, and you know what happens. It goes higher. The 10-year yield we already did. Tips, setting up nicely here. For a continuation breakout, you could construe this as being a head and shoulders setup, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. You know, we don't know what it is. We don't know what it is. And that's the thing about technical analysis. People want to take a look at the chart and they want to divine. They're going to look into the future and they're going to say, that's a head and shoulders setup. Sell the tips. I don't know what it's going to be. Maybe. How do we know? We need to know when this is a head and shoulders breakdown. And when that is when we break support levels. We're not there yet. For all I know, this is a higher low, and we're getting ready for a breakout. We'll know soon enough. Let's take a quick peek at the daily chart. Bullish. Higher lows on Stokes, higher lows RSI, both back above the 50 mark. I don't like the declining 50-day moving average. That's going to act as resistance, at least in the short term. I can't stand the volume. Folks, I'm telling you right now, the volume that we're seeing on a daily time frame at least, and probably on a weekly time frame, is horrible. 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 It'd be bad. So I'm going to point it out to you. It looks very similar to what you're looking at right now. Why does volume matter? Volume matters because it's an indication of institutional accumulation, distribution, or the fact that they ain't doing nothing. And we've adopted the same approach where we've been more market neutral. Yes, we shorted Microsoft today vis-a-vis selling some naked calls, but it's not an extremely risky trade. We're just looking to scalp some premium. But by and large, we have been market neutral with new trades of late, using strangles to sell premium deep out of the money and just to generate cash flow. That's it. We're waiting to see whether or not this market breaks out or breaks down. The dollar, weekly chart, horrible week, barely holding on to support. We did bounce today, We did bounce today. Let's go to the daily chart. For those of you that are commodity traders, you know why I'm going over this chart. The dollar matters, and the dollar had a horrible day today. Outside reversal day, This doesn't look right because we bounced back. Let's check out the UUP. Something's wrong. No, maybe it's right. We only bounced back a little bit. Okay. So, horrible day on the dollar. The implication being that we are going lower. We are at support at 92. Let's go back to the weekly chart. Something's not adding up here. Okay, they updated this. That's why. This just updated. Okay, now it makes sense. Before we had a bottoming tail. Got it. All right, VIX, weekly chart. We've broken support this week. I know some of you are out there. You went long the VIX by buying calls. The wise move by you was to go deep out of the money and to go out in time. So we have broken support. One trading day left to go. A lot can happen. Daily chart. Ooh, Doji star formation on the day. That's a sign of indecision and possible trend reversal. Let's drill down. 30-minute chart. They gapped it down this morning, rallied it back, and then it just went to sleep. Beware of a pop-up higher on, I don't know if Minoj is on. Hey, Big Bear. I don't know if Minoj is on. I know he's long of calls. Weekly chart Dow Jones in transports. Doji star formation, folks. Not what you want to see at all-time highs. This is why we've gone market neutral. We still have short positions on the QQQs and on the small caps. And we added more today vis-a-vis Microsoft. Beware the transports. Daily chart. How's volume? Horrible. Horrible volume. It was horrible volume last week. We closed down 3 sequential days. Tomorrow is going to be critical because what we may be doing here is setting up for a continuation move higher. Volume light. The Dow Jones weekly chart up over 1% on the week. This is what, the 5th week leaning into the 2 standard deviation Bollinger Band. Volume, horrible, horrible. This is not institutional buying, folks. This is shorts covering and retail money. But it looks like they're going to push this higher. Volume, horrible. The S&P 500 weekly chart up nearly 2% on horrible volume. Daily chart. McCarter, heard a new phrase earlier. Moonlight that button. Ha ha ha. YOLO Bob. Character. Very good. All right, S&P 500 daily chart. Continuation move higher today. Notice how you're not seeing the long white candlesticks anymore. Volume horrible. IWM, of which we are short. It is down on the week. And Stokes are rolling over. Volume is muted. I wish I could say volume was high. It's not. Daily chart. We closed up on the day by nearly a percentage point. No volume. We're going to remain short. Tues. Weekly chart. They broke out on the week. I had a profit on this. I should have booked it. Volume horrible. Daily chart. They keep gapping it up higher. Look at this volume. Horrible. Beware, folks. The bank's weekly chart up about 1%. No volume. Daily chart, bullish key reversal bar today. Stokes look good. Volume looks horrible. Volume matters, folks. You know, if there's nobody that's stepping up here to buy at these levels on an institutional basis, if we begin to sell off, why would they buy during a sell-off? Unless, of course, we got extremely oversold. But we're nowhere near that. So there's not going to be any institutional support. When this goes, it's going to be ugly. Technology, it too broke out on the week on no volume. Daily chart gapped up higher today, 1.44%. Volume light, but it rose versus yesterday. The semis, which are really keeping everything up nearly 1.5% on the week. Volume, this is the best volume action we've seen on any of these charts. Daily chart. Couple of hangman formations here. Usually a sign of bearishness. Trepidation at the top, light volume. But I can see this moving up higher. Wow, look at LABU this week. Franklin, have you been watching this? No follow-through on last week. Maybe a retest this week. Very oversold on weekly Stokes. Let's go to a daily chart. Maybe a higher low getting put in here. Let's keep an eye on LABU. It's not time to buy yet, but maybe soon. XLY. I kind of figured you'd be watching it. XLY. Weekly breakout. I'm frankly shocked here. I guess I shouldn't be shocked. Consumer credit went through the roof. They expected $5 billion. They got $21 billion in new consumer debt. Is this a short squeeze? Let's go back to the weekly chart. Volume horrible. My guess is this is a short squeeze. Energy. A lot of talk about energy today. Support at 48, 47.50 thereabouts. If you see the producer price index come in hot tomorrow, meaning higher inflation at the producer level, I would expect to see a rally in energy. How's volume on the week? Very light. It's good for bulls. Daily chart. Holding support. I'm just worried about RSI. Really weak. Very, very weak. Stokes may be rolling over here. I'd really want to leg into this position. Small position here. Add more as we begin to break out above 49.50, 50.50, and then at new all-time highs. Oil. Oil is setting up for a continuation move up higher. There's your line in the sand. We'll probably be breaking out. Again, especially if PPI comes in hot tomorrow. Daily chart. Nice consolidation. Higher lows on Stokes. Oil's looking good. Gold. All right, so gold had a really, really good week so far this week. Up 1.72% on the week. Volume's horrible. We're at resistance. Daily chart. Daily chart looks rock solid. Here's your higher low. We broke out above the pivot point today on gold. Gold is looking very, very good. Light volume up day. Gold, bullish. Gold miners, these are the junior miners. Nice move up higher this week. Up over 4.5%. Daily chart. Now to be fully transparent, yes, we have a position in the GDXJ, but I sold covered calls against this position at a 47 strike price. So unfortunately, I did not enjoy the move today. So we are long of the NUGT, and we made it up there and then some, but just to be full disclosure. Gold money, oh, this is one of our positions. SILJ, the silver miners, beautiful week this week. Man, beautiful week. Love it. So weekly chart, continuation breakout. Volume is light. Daily chart. We rallied up into resistance today. I think we're breaking out. How is volume? Nah, a little bit light. Silver, weekly chart, beautiful week. We're up nearly 4.5% on this trade. Daily chart, we gapped up higher. A little bit of a fade. Horrible volume. But silver, looking good. I want to talk about emerging markets for a moment. Emerging markets, as the dollar continues to weaken up here, if it continues to weaken up here, as it appears it is. Expect a bid under emerging markets. The caveat being, if the stock market goes, everything goes. So just beware. I don't like these Stokes. I don't like Stokes down below 50. Rallies tend to fade. I have way too much data on that to ignore this. Daily chart. I would love to buy it. I can't buy it. Not yet. But when we do sell off on this market, you will get a pullback on emerging markets. Then will be the time when there's blood in the streets to go building up a big position on emerging markets, because that's where the next bull run is going to be. It's going to be all commodity driven due to inflation. What else do we want to go over? Oh, you know what? I meant to go over this. Our position in Intercontinental Exchange, it really began to perform today. So members, we're probably going to be adding more to ICE very, very soon. Beautiful consolidation. Now we're breaking out. Good stuff. What's Boeing doing? Not much. U.S. Steel got hammered today. Daily chart. This may be the pause that refreshes. ExxonMobil. I don't know if Norris is out there. Norris has got a big... Hey, Will, how you doing, man? No worries. Yodi, if you have time, can you check out Naked? Sure. Exxon's a little bit sloppy. What's this thing yielding now? 6.21%. We really need to rally back tomorrow because we broke support today on Exxon. Very light volume to the downside, which is good. Beware here. Be careful. We broke down today. Brazil, weekly chart loving the higher lows on RSI. Absolutely despising the Stokes right now, unless they hook up. Is that it? I don't want to talk about that. I don't want... Ooh, St. Joe. Nice pullback here. Good volume on the week. Look at that. Finally a stock with volume. Let's drill down. We're still a little bit extended on the monthly chart. I think we need more of a pullback here. Shrapnel's cats outside? I don't know what that means. M. McNeil. CCC low, are you looking to short it? Let's do some chart requests. I need to go to the members area first and see what they have requested. All right, we don't have much. Nestor, Visa. All right, folks, we're going to be using TrendSpider. We'll be doing a demo, 35% discount code below. First up, will be Visa. This is not Visa. I just wanted to see what Shopify was doing. Ooh, interesting. All right, Visa. Beautiful. Nestor, you long? I'm loving this. This is gorgeous. I'm in man love with the chart of Visa. I mean, this is gorgeous. We have a breakout on a monthly chart. We marked 218.04 as resistance. We're now beyond that now. You bought calls today. What strike and expiration, Nestor? A lot of option trading going on out there lately. Did you put on a spread, or you just went strictly long of the calls? I like this setup. Weekly chart, beautiful breakout. The only caveat I'm going to throw out here is you had to know this was coming. Sequentially declining volume. August. Oh, good for you. Good for you. Went way out. Good. August 2/3. You know, a lot of people don't realize, and you probably do, that when you go out in time, you're not paying a tremendous amount more in premium than the shorter term options. So it's so well worth it to go out that far because it gives you time to be wrong. So I like the fact you did that. Good for you, Nestor. Good for you. All right, so you bought the 230s, totally achievable. I like it. I mean, you could extrapolate out. Let's bring up the weekly trend lines. Yeah, you could see, using the weekly automated trend lines here, that, you know, right now, were we to rally and go straight up for the next couple of weeks, you're going to be at 220 within a couple of weeks. So in another month or two, you could easily have that upper band of resistance, which is rising up at 230. So good for you. Nice trade. Good eye. Daily chart. Nice breakout. We broke out here on the 5th. Retest 1, retest 2. I would expect a breakout. And here's the value of the automated trend line, folks. Take them off. Now you know where your resistance levels are. Nestor bought perfectly. He bought at support on a breakout on both a monthly time frame, a weekly time frame, and a daily time frame. That's a trifecta. That's why I'm in man love with this chart right now, and that's a great trade. So on a daily time frame, you're going to have resistance at around 231.75. A lot of upside potential here. Love the trade. I may join in by selling puts. I like that trade. It's more of it fits with my style right now of trying to be a little bit cautious on the overall market. Hey, Bob, do you have any old tutorials on put options? No, Mikada, I don't. I'm very good at identifying trades that have high probability and identifying strike prices with high probabilities of success. I do not buy options all that much. I get a kick out of selling options and generating cash flow. That's my love. So I incorporate technical analysis into the selling of options. Sometimes I take a neutral approach. Sometimes I take a bullish approach. With Visa, I'd be more apt to take a bullish approach, would be the sell, meaning I want to be the casino. I want to be the dealer. I don't want to be the gambler. So I want somebody to pay me to accept the risk of selling, say, a 205 strike put option going out 30, 45 days and generating a cash flow. So that's my goal right now. I'm putting together the framework of a technical analysis training class. I will be putting together I'm not an advanced option trader. I don't want to make people believe I am. I am not. So a lot better people out there that are very, very good with advanced option trading than I am. I'm very, very good at identifying opportunities and cash flow generation. So, and using technical analysis, which frankly, a lot of the better guys out there don't really use all that much. They just go by statistical probabilities, and that's it. And they make a lot of money. So I'll be putting something together, but with my own twist on it. John, good morning to you. John's down in New Zealand. It's tomorrow. All right, so more to come on Visa. Again, Nestor, great call. Love the trade. It's going higher. All right, do we have any? Oh, CCL. Keep in mind when I'm talking about these things, folks, I will not put on a naked option trade into earnings. I will not make that trade. So I'm gonna caveat everything I'm about to say is I will not be naked a put option unless it's well deep out of the money and I'm paid for it and I have a hedge. So just to put that out there because it's risky, the options trade. CCL, weekly chart, breakout. Where are we on a monthly time frame? Oh, very nice. Very nice. Is it me or did they not just warn? Did they not come out with some news event, CCL? Can somebody please remind me? Oh, they came out with, I believe, cancellations. That's what it was. There was some news event, yet the shares are holding up in light of that. That's good. That's a good sign. Daily chart. Given the monthly chart, let's go back to it. We have a breakout, right? We're trading above these now flat resistance levels. Now they're going to act as support, assuming that we close positive on the week. One trading day left to go, right? Actually, this is a monthly chart, so we have a couple of weeks left, obviously, a few weeks left. But on a weekly time frame, we're going to assume that we're going to hold these gains. We may get a pullback, and here's where the alerts come into play. Here's the only way I would trade this right now. All right. CCL weekly breakout. Excuse me. CCL weekly retest. Can't even read my own handwriting. We'll keep this active for a few weeks. In case it happens twice, we'll make it twice. There's where I want to buy. Down here. That's a good entry point with a stop loss right below the week of the 29th. I'm going to bring up that chart because I don't like her market timing. She bought Tesla horribly, 200 million in Tesla. It was a horrible trade. I don't know why she didn't wait. The other way I would be a buyer here is on a breakout through resistance. So we could do this. The note to self is long entry or add. I don't want any sensitivity. All I care about is, do we close above resistance? So the play here is wait for the pullback and the retest of weekly support. If we don't get it, that's okay. Wait for a breakout above resistance and a close there. It doesn't matter if it's trading like back here intraday. You had a lot of people running in. Oh, look at CCL breaking out. What happened by the end of the day when they bought at the highs thinking it was breaking out? They got clubbed like a baby seal. Don't let that be you. Make sure you execute your trade on a close, on an evident close above resistance. Don't get lured in. That's CCL. All right. Which ARC? She bought PLTR. What fund did she use? Not that I really care. Not bad. $20.49 is critical support. We have a weekly breakout. She bought into a lot of resistance, but she bought well off the highs, so I'm good with it. Daily chart. Very tight Bollinger Bands. This will probably get resolved to the upside. Okay, I'm with her on this. All right. What do you think about BFLY? ARC loves BFLY, Buffalo Fly Networks. I never heard of them. Let's learn about them together. I don't like the monthly chart. There's not much data here, so I shouldn't even say that. It's not even analyzable. I think what we've done here is we've entered a consolidation range. And with this, the same rules applies as with the other chart. If we're trading a breakout, we want to make sure that we're going to close the week out above this resistance level at around 1664. Now, what if it doesn't hold this? What if it pulls back? We're looking at 1456. And the key to be successful, folks, with this type of trade, set your alerts and forget it. Don't overthink it. Right now, this is a weak stock. That means that it's got to be interviewed. It's got to prove itself worthy of your investment dollar. If your alerts don't fire off, It hasn't proven itself. All right, so I have 2 alerts set here. Let's go to a daily chart. We have a daily breakout. We broke out here on the 6th. We did a retest. We did another retest today. Volume was light. I would check the short interest here. Do we have a short squeeze potential? You have very tight Bollinger Bands. I get the feeling that beta is going to make a comeback here, meaning high volatility trades. I want to check out NEO now. It's probably not going to retest again. So the play here would be a breakout above 1768 and to buy the breakout. So the scale-in strategy would be, I think you could buy the open tomorrow, assuming we don't put in a new daily high, a low. And then add more on a breakout. So you're scaling in. Add down here, open down here, I should say, add more on a breakout. That's the trade. Revisit VLDR. Yeah, I think I set up an alert for them, right? Yeah, I did. We'll take a look at it. Here it is right here. So it never came down to our, let's take the heat map off. For those folks not familiar with why this red just appeared here, there's a heat map functionality that helps to show you very, very strong support or very, very strong resistance. Right down here, TrendSpider is telling you that you have very, very strong support right where we drew our trend line. Daily chart. Looks good. I think you could scratch the itch here. I wouldn't get heavy with it, just in case you get a pullback to support. And if you wanted to add more on a rally above and a close above, right where you have this heat map here, and right where it coincides with VWAP, volume weighted moving average. 1759 is the next resistance level. That's probably where it's going. If we do move up higher, that's where you're going to find a lot of resistance. So VLDR looking pretty good. What else do we have? Nobody else? CCL we did. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. ArcX. Let's bring that up. This is the one that just released, right? Looks good. 30-minute time frame looks pretty good. Not enough data to analyze it. Hey, McCarter, thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you, sir. Thanks, Bob. Stay profitable, contrarian. Character. Looks good. ArcX. Oh, naked. Monthly chart. How much is this stock now? Wow. This thing got destroyed. Can't even use the monthly charts. All right, I just added a log. This is a log. I can never say that word. It's a log view. It's looking good. The first thing that comes to me is, do we have ongoing concern issues here? Looks good. Monthly chart. We have a higher low forming. Nice 3-month consolidation. Weekly chart. Trying to break out on the week. If we close up tomorrow, that'll probably be a weekly breakout on Naked Brands. Daily chart. We have a daily breakout today. I would check to see if there are any legacy shorts in this name. In fact, I'm surprised they're even able to keep on the NASDAQ. Shares as a percentage of the float, 5.45. What really matters is the number of shares outstanding. Nah, not a lot of short interest here. No multi-day short squeeze potential. Debt, $44.5 million. Not bad relative to cash. Revenue. I can't believe they're only generating revenue of $57.82 million. I think this is one to watch. Got to do more analysis on it, but it looks very interesting from a technical perspective. And from a ongoing concern issue, it looks okay. I mean, it's not heavily indebted. It's got debt, but it's also got cash on hand to service, and it's got revenues. So interesting play. We'll keep an eye on it. And was that it? What about GME? You guys are nuts. GME. I look at the option premiums, and they're so tempting, but I don't want to get my face ripped off. I don't know what's keeping this thing up. It defies gravity. even with management now saying they're going to float new shares, no reaction. This is nuts. Listen, if this thing broke out, I wouldn't be surprised. If it collapsed, I wouldn't be surprised. So, I mean, this is one for the Wall Street books that I could tell you. AMC. We'll leave off with AMC. Let's get the log view off. I don't like AMC. Bearish reversal bar on the week. It's consolidating on a daily time frame. Jury's out here. The weekly chart trumps the daily chart. Therefore, I would avoid. MOS. We're going to leave it off with Paul. Mosaic. Nice consolidation here on Mosaic. Not a great week, but we're down on very light volume. Good to see. If we do break out, we could rally up to 37.65. Daily chart, bullish key reversal bar off of the 50-period moving average. I think we go higher. Good looking chart. MOS. Wells Fargo versus Bank of America. You got to go with Bank of America. You're welcome, Franklin. Have a great night, my friend. You got to go with Bank of America. To John, 10-year yield. It all depends upon this chart, John. This is the weekly chart. Now, of late, the back half of the week has been very, very bullish for the 10-year yield, bearish for bonds. So we have the PPI data coming out tomorrow morning. That's the Producer Price Index. If it comes in hot, expect yields to rise. If it comes in tame as expected, you may not get that rally. So, what if we don't get the rally? Where to from there? You can take out your fibs, I guess, and they'll be your guide. The first retracement mark is at about 1.27 on the yield. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that we're going to probably find support if we do pull back hard right here at 1.47%, because it was support back here. It was resistance here. Then it became support yet again here. So I'm looking at worst case, 1.47 retracement on the 10-year yield. Thank you, McCarter. Thanks again for the super chat. Thank you very much. And with that, folks, everybody have a great, great night. And gold. Hold on, one last one. I missed gold. That was before I did my last call. Barrick is best of breed. So Barrick is, it's going to break out. Here's your higher low. Here's this week. Let me reach here. This is wrong. You're witnessing my OCD. Even my lines got to be perfect. Here's your pivot point here. We close out the week above 21 spot 3-4. That's your weekly breakout. It's going a lot higher from there. So I like Barrick Gold. I think it's breaking out. I love the gold miners. I love the silver miners, especially if the dollar continues to decline. Rock solid chart. Gold is going up higher. So good one. You're welcome, Rob. And with that, folks, again, everybody have, you drew with your crayon. Hey, that's my line, man. Thanks. Yeah, that's what I drew with my crayon. Good. Very good, John. All right, folks, have a great night. Thanks for joining in. Don't forget TrendSpider, 35% discount code below. Like the button, dislike, subscribe, all that good stuff. Be well.